A few years ago, I was on a domestic flight. I can't remember now where it was I was flying to. And, after we got up at cruising altitude and all that, over the loudspeaker of the plane, the PA system, they made the usual announcements. We've reached our cruising altitude of so many feet, 30-something thousand. There will be there's so much time to reach our destination, blah, 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 blah. And then identified himself. And I am so-and-so, and it's a pleasure to fly you, blah. When I heard the name, I started laughing because it's a high school classmate of mine that I know is a pilot for American Airlines. That was the carrier. And he was actually, a good buddy of mine in high school. So I had seen him a couple of years before at a class reunion. And of course he knows I'm a priest and knew where I was at the time and all that stuff. So I told one of the flight attendants when she was finishing up the service, I said, listen, whenever you get a free moment, just go to the cockpit and tell Captain so-and-so, tell him that his high school classmate priest is on board. And, sure enough, she did. When we started our descent, and he came on again, he, gave the usual information. We've begun our descent to blah, 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 and, the temperature on the ground is so-and-so, and we will be landing in so many minutes. And he went through all that, and then he said, now we have a very special visitor on board. And listen, I rarely fly in my clerics, but for some reason I had them. I don't even remember now where it was I was flying to or what the occasion was, but I never fly in that black stuff, but I had it on that day. And he says, on board we have Father Jose Alvarez, who graduated from such and such a high school in this year, and he is in Miami. He is a pastor of a parish in Miami. And he started saying all these other things. And then he asked everybody, let's give him a hand. Everybody's looking at me, and they start applauding. And, he gets off. Of course, he had a great time doing that, I'm sure. And as soon as he got off that mic, I looked at the people around me and I said to them, I said, listen, if he lands this plane anything like he used to drive in high school, we're all gonna die, They laughed as well, but more nervously than you did, But of course, we were fine. He's a very good pilot. He's been doing it a long time. But when you think about this, we go up. The trust that we place in those who are skilled to take us 30-somewhat thousand feet up in the air and safely land us in Timbuktu, wherever we're going. That requires enormous trust that they're going to protect and they're going to guide us properly. It would probably be a different story if we got wheeled into an operating room and we were still awake and we're on that gurney or whatever, and if we were to see the pilot walk in saying, hey, I'm going to perform the surgery today, we wouldn't feel so protected and we wouldn't feel so well guided. We'd probably run out of there as quickly as possible, because of course, a pilot would not be skilled enough to perform a surgery, nor would a surgeon, be skilled enough to sit in a cockpit. If you ever enter a plane and you see your doctor at the controls, do a U-turn, get out as quick as possible. Well, we have different experts in different areas of life that, of course, are supposed to protect us, are supposed to guide us, are supposed to help us, right? Find whatever it is that we are looking for, accomplish whatever purpose we're there for. And the question is, who is best skilled to protect us, to guide us as we go through life, to take us to the destiny that we're all most deeply yearning for? Well, it's a no-brainer. Of course, it's the Lord. He has credentials to take us through life and beyond. Why? Well, he's got something to do with the design of life. He knows it better than anyone. You know, we're going to profess our faith in a few minutes, and what are we going to say? Through him all things were made. Naturally, he understands life better than anyone, and even when life goes wrong, right? Even when life suffers as much as it can, illness, suffering, chaos, death, he's got a remedy for it. He can take us beyond that. That's what the Easter season is all about. And we are reminded of this every fourth Sunday of Easter. This Sunday that, as I mentioned at the beginning, we call Good Shepherd Sunday. It's the Lord's role. It's the Lord's capacity to shepherd us through life, to protect us, to guide us, to lead us to verdant pastures, tranquil waters, to repair our souls, right? When we do that, things go fairly well for us. When we don't do that, mamma mia, it's not so pretty, and it doesn't go so well, right? If you turn on the news, turning on the news anytime is, you know, never a spirit uplifter anytime. But boy, especially as of late, you turn on the news and look at what you see. You know, you see people, all kinds of wars breaking out everywhere, rockets flying, you know, bombs going off here and there. You look at the country, right? People burning flags, burning this, burning the other thing, screaming, death to this, death to that, death to the other. You know, the operative word is death, right? It doesn't sound very life-giving. You look at local news and, you know, it's a crime wave, it's a cuckoo wave every day. And we can go on and on. You get people trying to redefine nature as if all things had been, you know, created through them. You know, how absurd, how insane all of this is. Well, these are the effects. These are the effects, the consequences, the fruit of trying to find protection and guidance in realities that aren't equipped to fly the plane or to perform the surgery or to get us through the challenges and difficulties of life. And today, we are, on this fourth Sunday of Easter, we're always reminded that, you know, that deep, lasting, joyful life, vibrant life that we're looking for, we're only going to find through one trajectory. We're only going to find through one shepherd. And anything that dissents itself from the mind and the direction of the shepherd is going to go awry. Sooner or later, usually sooner than later, but it just gets worse and worse. So may our journeying through life and through this beautiful Easter season at this point give us greater confidence, greater clarity, greater gratitude in this role that the Lord performs for us gladly as our good shepherd. May we not be so foolish as to try to guide the shepherd, because at the end of the day, all we are sheep, and sheep are not that bright, you know? We're not as bright as we think we are. Let us thank our good shepherd. Let us celebrate him. Let us look and listen, look for his presence, listen to his voice, so that he can take us. He can take us much farther than we ever imagined to go. He can take us to a destiny that we're most deeply longing for, in which he will land us very safely.